Hey y'all, Southern Style Gaming here, and today I'm gonna kick off Zombie Month, Zombie October, whatever you want to call it. I'm just calling it COD Zombie Month just to keep it simple. I'm gonna kick this off with a little short video. I got a lot to do this week, so unfortunately I don't have time to do much. But I do want to talk about something that I at least believe to be an original video of mine. Granted, I haven't looked too much into it. Somebody else may have come up with this by now, but I am considering it my original idea because I have not myself seen someone else present this. So this is going to be the Buried Round 1 challenge. So basically, what this challenge entails is that you have to buy everything with two exceptions, and I'll get into those, on round 1. Now, as I'm sure many of you know, Buried is an absolute great map to get set up early. Like with everything you've got, you got Leroy, Arthur, whatever you want to call the big dude, the big redneck or the big hillbilly in the jail cell, whatever you want to call him. Most people call him Leroy. Apparently his real name is Arthur. I don't know, the guy just doesn't strike me as an Arthur. Like, Leroy seems a little more fitting. That's probably not the name I would have come up with either, but I mean, I get it. It's whatever. Anyway, with that dude, with the chalk drawings, like, you have so many opportunities to make points, but at the same time, you really can still only get so many, and you have to maximize everything. Like, you gotta back Leroy up to the furthest possible position away from a lot of barriers that you break with him, so that way you can get the most amount of points out of him. I mean, you gotta figure out, what perks do you want to buy? How many times do you want to spin the box? Do you want Galvanuckles? Do you just want to roll with a wall gun and then hit the box a couple times and see what you get? Like, there are so many different ways to balance this, and I think it really makes you kick in with your decision making. And I think that's what makes this such a great challenge. Because I think, for one, like, Galvanuckles is honestly a must for me. So that does kind of restrict what else I can do with my money. Usually I'm stuck with just, I'll buy a jug and I'll hit the box a handful of times. And that's really all I can do. Like, I'm not buying any other perks, which is fine because I'll get to that in a second. But, overall, it is a bit restrictive, but having the Galvanuckles makes it all worth it. Now, let me get to those exceptions. The first exception, the obvious one, is Pack-a-Punch. Because, I mean, you're not going to be able to get through the witch's house, get through the maze, get both guns Pack-a-Punched, unless you literally just get god luck and you decide to forsake everything else on the map just to Pack-a-Punch your weapons. Like, that, I don't think that's too fun. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, a challenge is supposed to be challenging, but it's also supposed to be fun. So I do think that, Pack-a-Punch can be considered an exception. If you really want to go balls to the wall with the challenge, I'm not opposed to you saying no, Pack-a-Punch has to be included. I'm just saying, as the one who I at least believe to be the originator of this challenge, I'm saying Pack-a-Punching after round 1 is acceptable. The other exception, since it's technically not a purchase, are the witch perks. Now, I think these are also fairly balanced out because you can only get one every 5 rounds, so I don't really think it's that big a deal to say, okay, the witch perks are in play. Again, this is something that you can decide to restrict yourself on. I'm not saying you have to, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, personally, I think that it is perfectly fair to have the witch perks in play, since they're technically not a purchase, and you only get one every 5 rounds, so I feel like it's still fairly balanced. So, with all of that said, I just think this is a really fun challenge. Like, there are so many different ways to go about it. There are so many different ways you can decide to spend your points. Do you want to spin the box a bunch? Do you want Galvanuckles? Do you just want to grab an AN-94 off the wall and go to town? It's whatever you want to do. Like, Buried is such an open-ended map, And there's so many different ways to play this map, and it's a reason why Buried is just one of my absolute favorite maps, because you can do something like this and have a lot of fun, and it still feels like a really solid match of zombies. And just the way the features of the map allow for something like this, I think is what makes it so incredible. So, with all of that said, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all can go and enjoy this challenge. You know, I just hope that, someone out there maybe makes a video of it and, just tag me if you want to. You don't have to. It's not, going to bother me if you don't. It's cool. Just have fun with it. Record yourself if you want. Do it on your own time. Whatever. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. That's the video for this week, kicking off Zombie Month. So make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Leave a like on the video if you want to. Leave a comment telling me more video ideas, because like I said, for the most part, I've got, in a previous video I said this, I've for the most part got the next 3 months of content planned out, but after that, I'm pretty much going back to just winging it. I've got some video ideas in the wings, but I'm not absolutely certain on a lot of them, and just in general, I'd always like to have content that I know people are going to enjoy. So if you got anything you'd like to hear from me, just let me know in the comments. Just tell me, what you want to hear me ramble about. And, yeah, that's all I've got for today. I'll be back at y'all next Friday, hopefully. And with that said, God bless and have a great day.